With the new fit model division, we got a lot of you asking, where do I fit? Am I a fit model? Am I a bikini? I've been training for bikini for a long time, but where do I actually fit now? Is fit model ideal for me? So let's take a look at some pictures from the data that we have right now about fit model and what you should be looking for. So in this first picture, we see Ashley of 2015 when she won the Olympia, which is the current criteria that they're using for the fit model division. Take a look at the arrows that I put here, especially on the shoulders. You see how the shoulders are nice and rounded, but they're not capped? There's a big difference between a full capping of a shoulder or a slight capping of a shoulder and just a rounded shoulder with some nice definition to the shoulder. Now, in fit model, that's what we're gonna be looking for. Shoulders just like this with a nice soft rounding to them without overly developed capped shoulders. Now, also look at the lat. Where is the lat in the fit model? There's not a big V-taper. They're not looking for that hourglass V-taper shape. They are not, that's not gonna be part of the criteria. At least it wasn't in 2015 when we were doing bikini. That's just something that girls weren't really paying attention to, even in their workouts back in 2015 bikini, which is now fit model. But doesn't mean you can't work your lats. It just means that you can't be showing them, at least with the criteria that I know of right now. They don't wanna see overly developed lats. Now look at the legs though. This is the thing that a lot of people are getting wrong. They think that there's no development to the legs. Hey guys, the girls that were competing in 2015, they were pretty muscular. If you saw them at the gym, you'd say that's a very fit person. It's not gonna be a walk off the street type of division where you might work out a little bit and all of a sudden you're there winning overalls. The same things were happening back then that are happening now. Girls would get off stage, be told they still need to put on more muscle. They were struggling with putting on enough muscle, and it took a while to get that physique. The girl that they're using for fit model is Ashley of 2015. So you have to ask yourself, am I more muscular now than where Ashley was in 2015? If the answer to that is yes, you're probably gonna be bikini. If the answer to that is no, you're probably fit model. And it's not a downgrade to you to do fit model, it is just the division that you fit best in now. Bikini now is more of a slight bikini slash figure division of how much muscle and how lean they are. It's more like figure of 2012 now with glutes and a little bit leaner than it is actually bikini. So everything kind of changed, but they're recorrecting it with this fit model division. You gotta find where you fit best. So let's take a look at the differences now of bikini. So if you look at Ashley, there's a lot more of a shoulder capping there. You see how it's like a hard capping to the shoulder now in her current look. You can see the lat is exposed. There's a lot more V-taper. And look at the glutes from the front profile. The glutes are a lot more developed, a lot harder, a lot more dense. She's a lot leaner than she was back in 2015. So it's great that we have her as a criteria because we can look at her pictures now and look at her pictures then and say, okay, this is the differences of bikini now and bikini then. I'm more ready for bikini then than I am for bikini now. So let's go ahead and look at the backside of Ashley of 2015, right? Look at the differences. Look at her rear delts. They're not overly developed. Again, a nice rounding. Look at the back. It's not overly developed. You're not seeing a huge V-taper. Look at the glutes. They're still developed. They're still toned. They still have some good density, but they are not hard and you're not seeing a crazy tie-in. You are still gonna see some definition. If you have full round glutes, you're probably gonna see a little bit of tie-in, but they don't wanna see overly developed tie-ins. And we'll look at the differences of now versus then. It's a lot more significant on the back than it is on the front. So let's look at the back now. Look at Ashley's rear delts now in that rear delt pose. It is a lot of rounding to those shoulders. That is a full-on capped rear delt there. And look at the tie-ins and development and density. It is pretty significant on the difference. So who are you closer to? Where are you closer to now is where you gotta ask yourself, and you gotta be honest with yourself. Let's put those side by side to make it a little more obvious for you. But look at the differences of the glutes of Ashley in 2015 versus Ashley in 2024. The tie-ins are obvious, the hamstrings are obvious, the conditioning is obvious, the upper glute fullness is pretty obvious. So ask yourself, where do I really fit best? What division am I in right now? Maybe you do fit model in 2025 and maybe you start building to bikini and you do that in 2026, but pick the right division. Hopefully this will help you guide that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you next time. Tune in for more tips on fit model and bikini. This year is gonna be awesome. I can't wait.